So this is it. We have received the Evatech Goat 22 mower. It came in yesterday. I just unpacked it. I also sent it on for a little trip, cutting some grass to make sure everything worked. Left, right, forward and back, start the engine, stop the engine kind of stuff. Now you can see it's a little grass on it already. It came out of the box a little worse for wear. During shipping, I think some of the shipping straps were broken on it for whatever reason. Maybe a forklift got into it and tangled up with it, and because of that there's some abrasions on the powder coating. Not a big deal, but it kind of looks a little more Mad Max than brand new right now, which actually I'm okay with, because I'm gonna basically beat the crap out of this thing. I'm mowing a lot of lawn, so it's probably not going to stay pristine for long anyways. So everything seems to work. So the different parts of this, we have the gasoline engine, we have the single wire alternator, 24 volts at, I think it's a 40 amp alternator. In here, in the back part, we have two lead acid 12 volt batteries that are powering the 24 volt system. And up here, what Evatech calls a skull. Inside there is the brains, which is basically a proprietary speed controller with some additional circuitry to start and stop the engine. And it also has some current detection, so if it goes over current, it'll shut down the system. It's pretty smart. Inside there also, which is one of the key features of why I bought this unit, is a standard RC receiver, which I'm going to replace with a little higher end model. But what that lets me do is actually take that RC receiver and add a drone controller, a flight controller to it. So basically I'll turn this into a mowing drone. Pretty cool. So what have I done circuitry wise? So over here is a robotic base that I actually created about 20 years ago out of some aluminum. You know, back when the Mars rover stuff was kind of popular. But what I've done is inside this gray box here is I put Pixhawk 2.1 flight controller. We have here plus RTK GPS, or GPS RTK. So this, I've actually set this unit up already using this base to get about 10 centimeters accuracy, and I've used Mission Planner to start setting up some paths along my lawn. Right now for this thing I'm using a Sabertooth speed controller, which is deep inside this little pocket over here. But we're not going to use this speed controller, we're going to use the Evatech speed controller, but we're going to take this brain and place it on this machine. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. One of the concerns I have is that this actually has a magnetometer, compass on it, actually several of them, and they're going to be affected by this big hunk of ferrous metal to some degree. They're not great to begin with and kind of sensitive and have a few issues with them. I'm afraid that the issues might be even bigger if I get too close to this mower. Not only does this thing, you know, obviously a big chunk of ferrous metal, but it also has the alternator, so it's probably emitting a fair amount of radio frequency interference, so it should be interesting to see how the whole thing behaves. So originally it would be great to be able to put it inside the skull, but the skull, you see, is metal. And that means that it's probably not going to work real well, not as good as it could. So I'm going to actually leave this, potentially, and put this somewhere on top, around the back, somewhere, or maybe build a stand for it to sit above so it gets good GPS signal. Or maybe even take the whole skull and replace it with a plastic unit. Something like a PVC box with an equivalent size, or maybe even a little bigger, and take the speed controller out of here, put it in that box, and then put all the rest of the assembly in there. And that would kind of be nice because it'd be low and kind of sleek, and then the GPS unit could sit on top. That'd be kind of cool. So I'm not sure yet. So we'll figure it out. So I'm going to open this up and take a look. One little note is that if you read your warranty, that does void your warranty when you open one of these things up. So do it cautiously. So yeah, I'll open this up and I'll get back with you.